Hi everyone, Peter Grade here.
Hello everyone.
Good to see you. And tonight we want to talk a little bit more about the sniffles.
Well, the sniffle season seems to be upon us. And you mums, I don't know how many times you may have had a call from your school to come and collect your kids because they've got the sniffles.
Yeah, we've got a lady who cleans for us a couple of times a week, and she was on her way here. I was really looking forward to it because because we have a big house with lots of grandchildren.
She hadn't been allowed to come during the lockdown.
That's right. So, and she was on her way here, and then she got a phone call from school to say her child had a sniffle, and I guess she had to go home and pick him up. And then
I don't think I would have had a day at school when I was young with all the sniffles, because in winter time I reckon my nose used to run all the time and be wiping it furiously to keep Jack Frost from freezing it when we were waiting for the school bus.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot colder. Well, when I look back over my memories, but that's growing up in Holland, of course. It used to be so cold in the winter that in the mornings our bedroom windows would be iced over. On the inside you could scrape the ice off. But anyway, those days are long gone. But Peter, the Robertsons, which always used to surprise me, they used to run around in shorts.
And bare feet in gumboots.
Yeah, all winter. So that's like
So it's no wonder we had the sniffles. But sniffles didn't stop us going to school. They were just a normal part of life. But now there's a fear that it could be...
Oh, we can't mention that word.
The old CV sticking his head up again, but all cold.
The same.
Colds are coronaviruses.
You said it.
Yeah, well, I don't care because they've been around for decades. They've been around since the beginning of the creation, I would say.
Since the beginning of Dettol, because it's mentioned on Dettol bottles already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just thinking of all the concoctions my mum used to dish out to us. There was cod liver oil by the spoonful, and it was meant to be vitamin A.
I thought you liked that stuff.
No, Laine's emulsion was better. That Laine's emulsion was also...
That's also disgusting.
Fish oil, but it was emulsified fish oil and used to taste not too bad. But then every now and then we'd get a dose of freshly brewed wormwood tea from the wormwood bush growing outside the kitchen window to rid us of any parasites.
And what about castor oil? Did your mum do that?
Oh no,
she didn't do
we
that.
didn't so much with castor oil.
But some families they had the castor oil treatment every Saturday, which would give everyone the runs then.
Yeah.
And then it kept rid of
good clean out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure how many of you mums were breathing a sigh of relief when school eventually went back, and then now you plan your day around your work or whatever, and you get a phone call to say, can you come and pick the kids up because they've got a sniffle. And they're scared of the common cold virus. Now, we shouldn't be scared of any virus. The viruses should be scared of us.
They are.
So, because our immune system can fight them off if we really build up our own immune system and use our own body's innate wisdom to keep us nice and healthy.
It's called the inner doctor or the inside physician. So we have a doctor on the inside, in an ideal world, would be working in conjunction with the outside doctor, and both of them are experts. And your inside doctor is always geared towards health, never towards disease or never towards death, because what would be the point? He would be killing himself, so that doesn't make any sense. So your inside physician, your inner guru, your inner wise self, which is also your immune system, we need to listen to that, because that's really what keeps you healthy. Even in the case, say, with chemotherapy and other things, heavy artillery that we put in our body, it's still your immune system that heals your body.
Yeah. I remember sitting around the fire in the evenings when I was growing up with 6 older siblings, and someone would every evening in the wintertime make cider vinegar with a little bit of honey and hot water.
Cider vinegar and honey, yeah.
Cider vinegar and honey, and we did that for our kids as well growing up, and our grandkids love it as well. It's fermented apple juice with a little bit of honey, not a lot.
Yeah, that's a really good drink.
And top it up with hot water, so it's a nice hot drink before you go to bed. But fermented foods they give us a lot of good intestinal bacteria, and that's where our immune system, most of it sits, is in our intestines. Yeah. So building up your kids' immune system with fermented foods, our kids would...
they were used to it.
Well, we used to make sauerkraut that our kids used to call silage, but we made silage for cows that when we had a little farm, and they loved it. Yeah. And have a guess what silage is? It's fermented grass. Yeah.
It's like fortified food, really. Yeah. It's pre-digested vegetable matter, so your body doesn't actually have to do anything hardly to digest it. So you get lots of energy from it, and it's full of vitamin C as well.
Well, it's vitamin C. We know is one of the vitamins. It's probably full of heaps of different goodies.
It's pretty much the only food that you eat that's still alive when you eat it, other than sprouts, of course. When you sprout your own seeds, you can experiment with that as well. But I reckon
Caleb, our middle son, he must have taken quite a bit on board, because he's started up Love Your Guts, and he and Johanna are now in charge of that, which is sauerkraut and fermented drinks, and they always use organic cabbages. They have to get those from the mainland this time of year. They don't produce over here in Tassie, so they are flat out. Their sauerkraut sales are really skyrocketing.
Yes. So people are wisening up, and the great thing about fermented vegetables is that it also detoxes your body. So it gets rid of heavy metals and chemicals and other things that we're bombarded with every day. Like, even if you live a really clean lifestyle and you eat very, very carefully, you still can't avoid getting toxins in your body, just from the water and from the environment and from everything. So the beauty about fermented foods is that they actually absorb a lot of the toxins, and they end up in the toilet, which is great. And it's cheap because it's actually your food, so food is your medicine. And
scientists have isolated about 400 different enzymes that those good bacteria are producing for us, and enzymes are essential for life. They are some of the most
they keep
beneficial things that we can
They make you feel lively too. So we always have a huge, massive couple of big tablespoons of sauerkraut every tea time, and quite often breakfast as well.
But your kids may complain.
But you're the parents.
Start off with a little bit and build it up. And some of our grandkids, they'll eat it out of the jar. They love it.
They stick their hand in it.
But if you do start having some complaints, there are some good things that you can give your kids to boost their immune system. Fermented olive leaf extract is really good.
They didn't have that when my kids were little.
No, during the winter time, these ones have it in a couple of flavours. I think strawberry and peppermint.
This one is peppermint. It's quite nice to taste, actually.
And then there's some fermented probiotic foods made from lots of different vegetables and plants.
Yeah.
These are specifically for kids.
And you can write their name on it. It says, hands off, this monkey food belongs to, and then you put your little Johnny or something, right? So that's his container. These are extremely powerful. You don't need much of it at all, do you, Pete?
No.
and they're also vegetarian, or vegan, I think some of them. So really, really ethical product from a non-profit company, but it's still like $64 for one of these, and you only need a tiny little bit.
But it lasts one child nearly
year.
all winter,
Yeah.
at least. And
Yeah.
then we're having trouble getting bioraculus through in the lockdown period, so we researched an Australian product that we can get. It's called Vital All-in-One, a green drink, but it's full of good bacteria as well. Bioraculus is as well. So that's another thing. If this one tastes just as nice or even nicer than the bioraculus.
And it's got lots of minerals, trace minerals, vitamins. I mean, so many. I need another set of glasses on to read it. The letters are so tiny. It's absolutely packed with fermented vegetable and fruit. And so this one is $34, okay? And that would last you for a fair while as well, because it's a superfood. You don't need much. It's not like you need a plateful. You only need like a tiny little teaspoon would be equivalent to a huge plateful. Oh yeah, Peter, he came up. He's done a lot of research and he's come up with this awesome product. You want to show it?
There's what is called spore-based probiotics. They withstand antibiotics. They withstand stomach acid. They're
just what we need in today's world.
And they've done experiments where they can see when people have leaky gut, they produce toxins within the bloodstream. And spore probiotics seal the gut in quick time.
Yeah. And you don't need to refrigerate this.
No, normal probiotics, they often get killed off in the harsh environment of the stomach or the caustic action of the bile and the pancreatic enzymes.
But we also find a lot of standard probiotics are full of lactobacillus, aren't they? Which is actually, we don't need much of that at all.
No, that can overcrowd other good bacteria.
And then you get bellyache. So if you're taking a probiotic and you still get gas and bloating and it's not working, it probably has too much lactobacillus in it, but come and get one of these. And
some people think they're having yogurt as a probiotic food. Well, it is a probiotic food, but it's mainly Lactobacillus acidophilus, which again isn't such a good one for adults or people above 2 years of age.
Yeah, it's only good when you're a little baby.
And then I also remembered when I was going to primary school, every kid at school needed a drink of milk. They were given a drink of milk.
That wasn't good though.
But
the
reason that probably contributed to the sniffles, but the reason why it had iodine in it, and iodine has been known for decades to
hundreds of years probably
to be the best antiviral, antimicrobial, antibacterial agent around.
Pro-life.
It's a trace mineral that our thyroid needs, our kids need it for good brain development, and it'll kill all those nasties in about 10 to 20 seconds.
That's amazing.
So that probably also prevented us from having many sick days when we went to school.
Yeah. But even cows, like when farmers, dairy farmers, now, would they be dairy farmers? Anyway, some of our clients have farms and their cows occasionally go on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Must be on the west coast.
Yeah,
and the cows really chomp into the kelp.
Yeah, they devour
And
the
they
kelp.
really want to fill up on it. And that would really boost their iodine levels then for the rest of the year, right? And keep them really healthy. Because animals, they still know what they need, because their instincts are still fully turned on. Like the compass is still turning north, if you know what I mean. Hasn't been tampered with. So is it all right if I talk about vitamin C?
Yeah, vitamin C and Mighty. We've got the Mighty Mins always.
Vitamin C, of
kids.
course, is great. This is a powder. It's calcium ascorbate. That's our favorite vitamin C, because pH neutral, so it doesn't make you too acidic. And it goes in really, really well and really supports your body. This is actually a powder that you can put. It's fairly tasteless.
Be a bit of a citrusy flavour, probably.
And you can just put that in water and drink it. And then, of course, colloidal silver. That's been around for donkey's years as well. Some people make it, they have a colloidal silver maker. We used to have one, but I've lost it somewhere along the line. I'm too lazy now, so I just buy it in. And so this is a really great product as well, made in Australia. A little bottle like this is $28. Again, that will last you for ages. All these products, you don't need much.
You need about 10 mil, not
2
very
teaspoons.
Much.
And, that's going to really get rid of nasties as well. And it has a detoxification effect.
And to really give your kids a boost with things that'll give them a good pickup and nice and balanced nutrients all through the winter is the Mighty Mins.
And for adults, we have the adult version. It's called Activator, isn't it?
Yep. So, in this crazy time.
Well, it's really important that you just simplify your life. Also, ground yourself, because there's so much hype, and people don't know what to believe anymore, and so on. So a lot of fear. The mainstream media is all about filling you up with fear, which means you get lost in your head, like it's all going around in here, and lots of people have anxiety. So a really good thing for that is to just go into the garden, run around on your bare feet on the grass. Go for a walk into the forest, the beach. I mean, we're so lucky. Just ground yourself. Take your shoes off and do lots and lots of grounding, and that will straight away help you to get out of that anxious state. Also, probably turn the news off. Just don't listen to the news. You don't need to listen to it. There's nothing that's gonna... Actually, the mainstream media is an insult to your intelligence, right? So it's not going to help you at all.
About 7 years ago, Grada and I went overseas back to Holland for a trip, and we cancelled our newspaper, and when we come back we thought, we don't need this, and we don't listen to the news, so we're glad of clients who tell us a thing or two.
Well, we keep up, we hear enough.
Yeah, we hear enough.
I just tune in enough, tiny little enough to see what's going on today, what's going on with the world. But if it's too depressing or too destructive, you don't need to know all that, because it just keeps going, and you can always look for that sort of trouble.
Any stress, if we get stressed, it erodes our immune system.
That's right.
So to keep our immune system at its peak, we don't need to be afraid if we do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in other words, make sure that you also don't end up in a fearful state, but you can't also be scared of getting scared, right? It's just do things that break through your old fear patterns, like have a nice hot bath at night, give the kids a nice hot bath with magnesium, run around outside on your bare feet, go for a bike ride, swim in the sea, or splash some water around. That's also really, really good. And just make sure nice warm soups, warm foods in the winter. And if your child has to go home from school, just make the most of it, because of course the COVID-19 is not going to last forever. This is like just a crazy, chaotic time of our lives, and we're going to come out the other end we're going to come out through the chaos, definitely, because after chaos there's always a beautiful time of clarity, which we'll be heading into. And so just always have the big picture in mind, and in the meantime make sure you have nice family time and rest
and enjoy your kids when they're home from school. And
does go pretty fast.
Make the most of it, because it does go fast.
Yeah, I can't even remember that we had 6 kids. I used to keep my kids at home a lot, because I always felt like None of them ever get any special attention. Well, I was always conscious that there's only one of me. So if the kids said, oh, Mom, I don't want to go to school today, I would always say, okay, then you can stay home. So, because in those days, the school rules we had a lot more liberty. So,
But
they all did fine anyway. They all became really nice people. They're doing well. And that's the main thing, that they feel nurtured, listened to, and also that you nurture yourself. I think that's really the most important thing, isn't it? Nurture each other. Yeah. Have nice family time. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Yep. And the best way to order your products is to give Peter a ring on his phone number.
The clinic landline is diverted to my mobile.
Yeah, I'll put the phone number in the link, or send us a personal message, or emails are probably the best actually. So I'll also put our email address. If you email us, you never fall between the cracks. Or of course ring Peter, so that will be awesome.
But if it goes to message bank, please leave a message.
Oh yeah, please leave a message. Yeah.
I don't always get to be able to answer it, so leave a message and I'll get back to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And stay well, and we look forward to talking with you again next week. Bye.
Bye.